So we know what time it is. It's fall right now. It's going to be winter within the next few months. So in today's Cephalabon contributor video, I'm going to be going over 5 of my 10 favorite winter fragrances of all time. These are fragrances that have really grown on me, superb quality, and I'm also going to be switching it up a little bit. I'm not going to throw in some conventional picks, ones that I've spoken about quite heavily in the past, and this is a co-created or co-curated list between myself and Michelin Kamen of Cephalabon. There's also going to be multiple full bottle giveaways. I'm excited to tell you all of that stuff in just a little bit, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I tell you 5 of my 10 favorite fragrances for the winter time, and I'll let you know why I really enjoy wearing these fragrances in the winter, I want to start things off by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified whenever I do upload these videos. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Now, if you would like to participate in the giveaway for one of the many eligible bottles, all you have to do is shoot on over to cephalabon.com. It's going to be the first link down below in the description box. After you've read through the article and become a registered reader, just leave a comment on the article and you'll be automatically entered to win. The winner is going to be announced on cephalabon.com, not on this channel, so please be mindful of that. And of course, when I think of winter fragrances, I think of booze, resins, smoke, incense, spices, woods. Generally speaking, fragrances that are on the darker, more expressive side of things. This is kind of when the aquatics, the ozonics, and the oceanics kind of take a back seat. And I love my citrus fragrances as much as the next person, but there's a time and place, I suppose. So with that being said, let me go ahead and kick things off with one of my favorites. And all right, this one actually has been a favorite for a few years now. By Tom Ford, this is called Vert Encens. This is a beautiful green pine resin, ambery, dry amber, and smoke fragrance. The incense in here is olibanum, so frankincense, and it has this lemony pine characteristic. It smells very smooth, tranquil, meditative. I really do think it's one of Tom Ford's best. It is often overshadowed by greats such as Tobacco Vanille, Tuscan Leather, Noir de Noir, but there's something about Vert Encens. I love wearing it and also smelling it right around this time of the year, whether I put it in my oil diffuser or I just spray my linen with it or whatever. It just smells amazing. Always puts me in the mindset of winter, and it's also a very long-lasting fragrance. We also have another fragrance by Matiere. This one is called Encens Suave. So this is an incense-based fragrance with a nice bit of amber and a coffee note. So this one, composed by Aurélien Guichard, is an amazingly well done incense fragrance, especially if you're looking for that unconventional coffee touch. And coffee and vanilla just do so well together. I think we've seen that combination before in Intense Cafe by Montal, but this fragrance actually takes things in a less sweet and much darker direction. Exactly what I'm looking for the colder weather. This is a perfect fall and winter fragrance, but specifically winter. And as you can see, there's a little bit of a pattern here. Both are sort of incense-based fragrances, and I do love my incense fragrances. Of course, when I want a full blast of incense, I'll go with something like Incense Avignon by Comme des Garçons, but these have a bit more of a personality to them, I would say. I also really love this next incense-based fragrance, but it also has cinnamon, elemi resin, there's cardamom, there's some other spices in here, by Nila Vermeer. This one is called Trayee. Now, this fragrance is a beautifully done composition composed by one of my favorites, Bertrand Duchaufour. This was released in 2012, and it's such an amazing fragrance. This brand has so many wonderful fragrances to offer. I know I featured this in a list in the past when I was going over some of my indie favorites, and this is an amazing under the radar fragrance, especially to give you that nice bit of warmth that we seek in the colder weather. I just think it does a phenomenal job at that. I also want to mention the next one. This one is called Megalium by Carner, Barcelona. Now, this house has some amazing fragrances: D600, Elborn, So many to name. And the thing about this fragrance is it does have some similarities with Trayee. It's a very ambery, resinous, slightly smoky, incensey fragrance. And this one actually does have a lot of cinnamon in here as well. So the cinnamon is really strong and potent. It doesn't smell like plain spice, right? So a lot of people might have an aversion to that. You don't want it to be too strong. It does have a lot of the warmth that's coming from the resins that I really, really enjoy about the Carner Barcelona. And I went online. It's also been compared to fragrances like Potion by D Squared, which I own, love. That's a Nanique Minardo composition. I've done a review of that many years ago. People have also compared it to Baume du Doge by Eau d'Italie, which was also composed by Bertrand Duchaufour, hence the similarities between these two somewhat. But it's a beautiful fragrance. If you haven't tried it, I do think it's one of the more potent fragrances that Carner Barcelona has to offer. And with that being said, we're going to go into the number one on this list. Obviously, this is only part one. I hope to publish part two in a week or two. But this is a newer release, the newest one that this brand has released, and I've been wearing it a lot lately. It is from the Hedonist collection by Initio Paragon. This one is called Paragon. Now, the name Paragon means the perfect example of something, and this fragrance is very calm and meditative, and it's very spiritual and metaphysical in a sense. It has the Palo Santo, which is often used for cleansing rituals, along with the sage that is in here, but it also has this juicy resinous plum note or accord. I'm not entirely sure what it is. I'm given to understand it's an accord, but the plum combined with the exotic resins like labdanum gives it this amazing feeling, this amazing sensation. And as you can see, all of them have a bit of an ambery personality, but they all kind of go in a different direction. Some are more smoky with coffee, some are more resinous with the pine, some are a little bit on the spicy side of things, and some have different spices, not just cinnamon, but cardamom. But Paragon is a beautiful fragrance, and I love all of these fragrances equally. It just depends on the mood that I'm in on that given day. So thank you so much for tuning in. That was my part one video of this co-curated list between myself and Michelin Kamen of Cephalabon. If you would like to participate for your chance to win a full-size bottle of one of the several eligible bottles in this draw, go ahead, shoot on over to cephalabon.com, first link down below in the description box. After you've read through the article and become a registered reader, leave a comment and you'll be automatically entered to win. Please be sure to support the channel by subscribing to it and hit the bell if you would like to be up to date when I do publish part two of this series. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.